Hi, and welcome back to Sacred Season Healing. I'm so grateful you're here today with me. If this reading has found you today, trust that there may be a message here for your healing journey. Remember, these are collective tarot readings, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Your own intuition is always your greatest guide. Today we're going to be focusing on the Crown Chakra. It's our center of spiritual connection. It's our divine wisdom, our higher consciousness, and trust in the universe. It's located at the top of the head. The Crown Chakra reminds us that we're never truly alone, right? It helps us connect with our higher self, our spirit guides, and a deeper sense of purpose. And when this chakra is balanced, we often feel peaceful, we feel guided and connected, and we're able to trust the unfolding of our lives even when we don't have all the answers. But when this chakra is blocked or out of balance, we may feel disconnected from our intuition, or we might be spiritually lost. We might feel overly attached to needing control or certainty about things. We could even feel emotionally isolated or question our purpose and our direction in life. Sometimes a blocked crown chakra, it can also show up as feeling stuck or hopeless or disconnected from something greater than ourselves. Okay, so let's get into it. As always, let's invite Spirit for our highest good, all our spirit guides, and ask Spirit for divine wisdom. Ask our spirit team to join us as we explore what wants to come forward today. Okay, let's begin with our first three questions. First, I'm going to ask Spirit, what energy is currently blocking or limiting the collective's crown chakra? All right. Okay. Spirit, please tell us what energy is currently blocking or limiting the collective's crown chakra. Please show us clearly. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, is there anything else? The Sun. What energy is currently blocking or limiting? Okay, so we have the Two of Swords and the Sun that came out. Next, I'd like to ask Spirit, what is the deeper root or spiritual lesson that's connected to this blockage? Spirit, show us what the deeper root or spiritual lesson that's connected to this blockage. Show us the deeper root or lesson. Thank you, Spirit. That's connected to this blockage. Please show us clearly. Thank you. Okay. Spirit, please show us the deeper root or spiritual lesson connected to this blockage. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups and the High Priestess. Okay. All right, we'll go through just to make sure nothing else wants to come out for the deeper root or spiritual lesson. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, that's a bunch. Ooh, I don't know. Should we take it? I feel like every time I put it back, Spirit usually says, nope, you're taking them. Spits them right back out. Is there anything else, Spirit? What is the deeper root or spiritual lesson connected to this blockage? Okay, we have the Tower. Okay. And let's ask for clarification on the Tower, okay? Let's just see if we can get more information on that Tower. So, Spirit, will you please help us understand the Tower? for the deeper root or spiritual message that's connected to this blockage. What is the Tower? Please give us more information. Thank you. What is the Tower? Please clarify the Tower, Spirit. Please clarify the Tower, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, we have the Devil. Is there anything else? Clarify the Tower and the Devil, Spirit. Thank you. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh, there's another one under there. So it's, well, if I can get them apart. Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay, perfect. The last question I'd like to ask, Spirit, is what is this blockage preventing the collective from fully experiencing or receiving in their life? What is this blockage preventing the collective, excuse me, from fully experiencing or receiving? Thank you, Spirit. The Seven of Wands. What is this blockage preventing the collective from fully experiencing or receiving? Show us more, please. Nope. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so looking at this, what I see is, well, the first thing I see Spirit showing us is the Two of Swords with the Sun. Okay, the Two of Swords with the Sun. This is kind of fascinating because the Sun is one of the clearest cards in the deck. It represents truth, clarity, illumination, and higher awareness. Yet it's paired with the Two of Swords, right? And this is a card of indecision, hesitation, or feeling unable to move forward. So the blockage seems to be, or may be, not actually a lack of truth. Instead, it may be that you're struggling to trust the truth that's already beginning to reveal itself with the Sun here. Okay? So some of you may be waiting for one more sign or one more conversation or one more piece of information before making a decision. And Spirit is gently reminding us that sometimes clarity comes after we take the first step, not before. Okay? So making that decision. Now, when we asked about the deeper spiritual lesson, we received the Eight of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Tower. Okay? This feels like many of you experienced a painful ending, an unexpected change, and someone walking away. Okay? There may have been very little explanation or closure. It left you searching for answers that never came. Okay? And that's really tough. It's really tough when we try to, when we try to, or when we're forced basically to have closure, just find the closure within ourselves, and we don't have any of the answers from the other person. That is a really hard thing to go through, and it takes time. Okay. Now the High Priestess here sits right in the middle of this message, and it's reminding us that not every answer comes from the outside. Sometimes our deepest healing begins when we stop searching for someone else to explain our experience and just start trusting the quiet wisdom that's already within us. Okay, so it is possible to reach that closure that you're desperately wanting. If you just sit quietly with yourself long enough and be patient with yourself, the answers are already within you. Okay? Now the Tower The Tower is then clarified by the Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands, okay? To me, this suggests that after everything changed, fear began filling in the blanks with the Devil here, okay? And fear may have whispered that you're not enough, okay? That you'll always be alone, or that the future you once imagined has been taken away from you, okay? But Spirit is offering a completely different perspective. The Nine of Pentacles reminds you that your value was never dependent on another person. You are capable, you're abundant, and you're whole. The Three of Wands says your future is still unfolding. It may simply look different than you once expected, though. Okay? And that's okay. And the Devil shows the real obstacle isn't your future. It's the fear that's convincing you there isn't one. Okay? So don't listen to that, those negative thoughts that, I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know. I've been here in this exact spot. Not too long ago. So just try to catch yourself when you start thinking of those negative thoughts, like I'm not enough, and now I'm not going to have anybody because the future I envisioned is now gone. Okay? But that's okay, because there's another one around the corner. As everybody always says, when one door closes, another one opens. And it's really hard when you're sitting in this space without you feel like you didn't get any closure or any of your questions answered. It's really hard to trust that what people are saying, that another new door is going to open, someone else is going to come along, there's something better for you. All of those things that you hear over and over, it's really hard, and sometimes you're not ready to hear that, and it kind of frustrates you, and that's okay. Just be patient with yourself and keep doing the healing that you need to. Keep sitting quietly with yourself. Keep trying to listen to your intuition here. Okay? Because really, you will find the answers eventually. Okay? So finally, we asked Spirit, what is this blockage preventing us from fully experiencing in our lives? And Spirit gave us the Seven of Wands. So this tells me the blockage is preventing you from fully standing in your own truth. It's making you question your boundaries, your intuition, and your right to protect your peace. A lot of times when we experience this in our lives, we start going back to past conversations and past actions that we took, decisions we made, and we start questioning, was I right by doing that? Maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. Maybe I shouldn't have made that choice. Maybe I should have done it this way. So this is saying, Spirit is saying, no. You're fine. You stood up for yourself. You do have boundaries, and you have a right to have boundaries and protect yourself. Okay? And you just got to trust that everything is playing out the way it should, and things are going to turn out in your favor. They will. They really, really will. Trust your intuition. Keep healing. Keep giving yourself the time to think it through, to feel those emotions. Do whatever you need to do. Cry, punch a pillow, whatever comes to mind, when you're feeling all of those emotions. And you're going to get through it. You really will. So a balanced crown chakra helps us trust what our soul already knows, okay? So just trust that you already have the answers you need. It's just going to take some time to get to those, okay? When we reconnect with that inner wisdom, we stop seeking validation from people who cannot give it, and we begin confidently choosing what aligns with our highest good, okay? So eventually you are going to get to a place where you're just going to be like, one day it's going to be like, you know what? I don't care if that person ever says sorry. I don't care if that person ever answers any of those questions. You know what? I don't even really remember all the questions that I once had. And I don't really think I want the answers from them anymore, because I don't know if I would believe it anyway. And I've already found the closure within me, and I'm at peace with it. You are going to get there. Okay? Okay. So, now, what we can do, before we move into our next part of today's reading, I'd like to invite you guys just to pause just for a moment and reflect on where this message may be showing up in your own life, okay? I mean, these cards may speak about relationships for some of you. For others, they may be pointing toward your career or your spiritual path. It could be a friendship. It could be a family dynamic, or any situation, you know, where you've been struggling to trust yourself after things changed unexpectedly. So just take a moment to ask yourself, where in my life am I waiting for answers that may never come? Am I seeking clarity outside of myself instead of trusting what my intuition has already been trying to show me? What decision have I been postponing because I'm waiting to feel completely certain? So you might want to reflect on those questions a little later, okay? Some other like journal prompts that you might want to journal about and see what comes up. Again, your soul knows the answers, okay? So you might want to grab a pen and paper, or just save this video and come back to it later when you're ready to meditate on these questions or journal about them. I have about 6 of them I'd like to give you. So the first one is, what situation am I still trying to understand or make sense of? What truths have I already recognized but have been hesitant to fully accept? What fears am I carrying about my future? And are those fears based on evidence or uncertainty? How has this experience strengthened my intuition, even if I couldn't see it at the time? What would trusting my higher self look like today? And what boundaries would naturally become easier if I fully trusted my own inner wisdom? Okay, so if today's reading is resonating with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Sharing your experiences not only helps build this beautiful community, but it also reminds others that they're not walking this healing journey alone. As I've already mentioned, I just went through a situation like this in the very recent past, and I'm still healing from that as well. So I'm totally resonating with Spirit's message today for the collective. But if you're enjoying these chakra healing readings, just don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Sacred Season Healing, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future readings, okay? Your support truly helps this channel continue to grow and reach those who may need these messages. So now let's get a little deeper and see what Spirit wants us to understand next, okay? The first thing I'd like to ask Spirit, I'm going to ask him about 3 more questions before we get into some healing tools that you might want to use in your healing journey, okay? So the next question I'd like to ask Spirit is, what healing energy or truth or perspective will begin opening and balancing the collective's crown chakra? So what energy, truth, or perspective, Spirit, will begin opening and balancing the collective's crown chakra? Please show us clearly. Thank you, Spirit. What energy, truth, or perspective will begin opening and balancing the collective's crown chakra? Please show us clearly. What energy, truth, or perspective will begin opening and balancing the collective's crown chakra, Spirit? Thank you. Spirit, please show us what healing energy, truth, or perspective will begin opening. Okay, we have the 4 of Cups, I'm going to move these up a little bit so I have some more room here. Okay. What healing energy, truth, or perspective will begin opening and balancing the collective's crown chakra, Spirit? Is there anything else besides the Four of Cups that you'd like to show us? Well, that one acted like it wanted to come out, but it didn't, so we'll leave it. Okay. Okay, the next question. What is the most important message Spirit wants the collective to remember as they continue strengthening their spiritual connection and trust in divine guidance? Okay, the Knight of Pentacles came out. Let's see if there's anything else, Spirit. What is the most important message you want the collective to remember as they continue strengthening their spiritual connection and trust in divine guidance? Is there anything else? Okay. Okay, and the last thing I'd like to ask, Spirit, is what blessing, shift, or transformation is likely to unfold as the crown chakra comes back into balance? Please show the collective, Spirit, what blessing, shift, or transformation, the Chariot. Oh, you begin moving forward. That's so sweet. What blessing, shift, or transformation is likely to unfold as the crown chakra comes back into balance, Spirit? Anything else? Thank you. The Page of Cups. Oh, this is really good. I love this message. And the Four of Wands. And the Six of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right, let's talk about this. I'm excited now because that was beautiful. Okay, so we'll start here. So, yeah, when we asked what healing energy or perspective will begin opening and balancing the crown chakra, Spirit gives us the Four of Cups, okay? This card invites us to shift our focus, okay? Many of us become so focused on what didn't work. That's those three cups sitting down here by her feet. You can see that she's focused on that. You can see the look on her face, not very happy. She's focused on what didn't work out, okay? And what was lost or what never happened. When we do that, we don't recognize that the blessings, the opportunities, and guidance that's already being placed in front of us, okay, moving forward, which is this cup coming out of the sky from the hand of the divine, okay? And then, yeah, I would say the healing begins when we stop waiting for life to look the way it once did and become open to the new path that Spirit is quietly revealing to us. Sometimes the greatest blessing isn't getting what we wanted. It's discovering something that aligns with us even better, you know, and I know that's hard to accept when you're currently going through this and you haven't quite fully healed from it or processed all the emotions. That kind of even might make you a little sad because it means that maybe this truly is over and you're just not really ready to accept that yet, and that's okay. It's okay. Just take the messages in this reading today, what's, you know, speaking to you today, okay? And leave all the rest. Trust your own intuition here, okay? So next we ask Spirit, we ask Spirit, what did we ask him? What does Spirit most want? That's what I was trying to say. Us to remember as we continue strengthening our spiritual connection and as we receive guidance from our intuition, our spirit team. And we got the Knight of Pentacles. So with this, I think Spirit's reminding us that this journey isn't meant to be rushed, right? The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving energy. So healing and spiritual growth and learning to trust your intuition, it happens one step at a time. Every choice you make to honor yourself, every boundary you set, every moment you choose faith over fear, that's moving you forward, even if the progress seems very slow. You really are moving forward, okay? So keep showing up, keep trusting the process, small, consistent steps, always, right? It creates lasting transformation for you, okay? And then finally, we ask what blessing or transformation is likely to unfold as the crown chakra comes back into balance. And we've got these beautiful cards here, the Chariot, the Page of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so to me, the Chariot is showing that you'll begin moving forward with confidence, determination, right? And just a renewed sense of purpose. So instead of feeling stuck between the past and the future, you're going to start knowing which direction your soul is leading you. Okay? And the Page of Cups brings us emotional renewal. You know, it's almost like letting your inner child come out and play again. It's your curiosity that returns, your hope returns. You start feeling happy again in your heart, you know, your heart begins opening to all the new possibilities instead of remaining anchored in that old disappointment, you know, and like doing the mental looping, going through the conversations and just thinking, and, you know, trying to get yourself through that. And then the Four of Wands, it speaks of stability, celebration, peace. It could even be creating a life that feels secure and aligned. So whether that's within your home, your relationships, your career, or simply within yourself, you know, Spirit is saying you're building a much stronger foundation than before, okay? And then with the Six of Cups that completes this beautiful message, this feels less like returning to the past and more like healing your relationship within it. You'll carry the wisdom of your experiences without carrying the pain, you know? So you'll be, basically you're going to reconnect with your authentic self. You're going to rediscover your joy. You're going to remember that your heart was always capable of trusting and loving and dreaming again. You know, you're just going to be feeling happy again, okay? So I really love this overall message for today because, you know, just looking at the whole table now, the first half says you're looking outside yourself for answers. But then the second half says the answers begin appearing when you trust what's already within you. And that's a very, you know, crown chakra kind of message, right? Because it's trusting our inner self, our intuition, our downloads, our opportunities that are showing up, okay, before our eyes. We're just maybe not focusing on them, so we're not noticing them, you know, right away. But that's okay. Again, you can just take your time with all of this. This takes time, but you will get there, okay? I promise you that. You will get there. So let's go into now, to close this reading out, some healing tools to support your crown chakra. As always, remember that healing isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about choosing small, intentional practices that help you reconnect with yourself and with spirit, okay? The Knight of Pentacles here, small steps. Just keep moving forward. So here are a few tools, okay? Let's start with some affirmations. You can repeat these daily, either during meditation or whenever you need a reminder to return to your center, okay? So, first one is, I trust the wisdom that already lives within me. I am connected to divine guidance and higher wisdom. I release the need to control every outcome. I trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. My intuition grows stronger every day. I welcome peace, clarity, and spiritual alignment. I am open to the blessings that are finding their way to me. Okay, so now for some body movement. The crown chakra, it's often, it benefits from gentle, mindful movements, right? So movements that calm the nervous system rather than overstimulate, right? So you might want to try things like gentle yoga or slow stretching, meditation, or just mindful breathing. You could try walking in nature without anyone else distracting you. So maybe mute your phone or turn the ringer off and just have your quiet time, you know. Some of you may enjoy Tai Chi. You could try sitting quietly outside while observing the sky, the trees, sunshine, or just simply being present, listening to the birds chirping and all of that. Okay, so just remember, the goal isn't exercise. It's more creating space to hear your own inner wisdom. Okay, so essential oils, you might want to consider rubbing a little on your wrist when you're meditating or doing some of these gentle movements, right, for getting the energy flowing. And they are frankincense, lavender, sandalwood, myrrh. If you can find it, it's not very easy to find, but lotus. Okay. And you might, if you don't want to put it on your skin, you could try diffusing them in a essential oil diffuser, okay? Or just simply inhale it from the bottle. You could try that. Okay, so for some like sound healing therapy, you could try 963 hertz. This is associated with the crown chakra, and it's associated with divine connection, higher consciousness, and just spiritual awakening. Okay, 963 hertz. You might also want to try listening to some music or sound therapy with 432 hertz, because this promotes peace and harmony and emotional balance. Or you could try 528 hertz. This encourages healing. It encourages transformation and opening the heart to positive change. Okay. Even if you did this for, listen for like 10 to 15 minutes, just quietly listening, that can help calm the mind and create space for deeper reflection. So maybe you want to put some of that on. There's tons of it on YouTube. You could just Google any of those and pull up one that sounds soothing to you and just sit with it for 10-15 minutes. And then maybe reflect on some of those journal questions, Okay, some crystals are clear quartz, amethyst, selenite, SELENITE, moonstone, or lepidolite. Yeah, LEPIDOLITE. Okay, just hold one during meditation, keep one nearby while journaling, or just simply carry one with you as you remember to trust your inner guidance. Okay, it's just a reminder to help you remember that. Okay, so as always, remember that these are just tools. They're here to support your healing. You don't have to use any of them. You can just pick the ones that speak to you. It's all good. Okay, the greatest source of wisdom comes from you, right? It's always been within you. So just remember that. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me today here at Sacred Season Healing. And if this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear what stood out most in the comments below. Just remember, your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future chakra readings and spiritual guidance. But until next time, continue trusting your intuition, honor your healing journey, be gentle with yourself, and remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the life your soul is creating. Okay, so take care, stay grounded, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.